ever catch yourself thinking, wow, she has it all, or her life is so together? For every girl you see and think that, another girl is looking at you thinking the exact same thing. Welcome to This Is For Us. My name is Noël, and between my own life's journey and working with hundreds of women, I've realized we're all way more alike than we think. We share the same struggles, the same emotions, and we're not meant to do it all alone. Think of this podcast as a safe space to be yourself and get real. Like those talks where you go to your best friend for advice. I'm here to remind you that you are irreplaceable and it's time to start acting like it. We're all just trying to figure it out, and we can change the narrative of feeling alone. This is for you. This is for me. And this is for us.
So I was driving along today and something happened to me that I want to talk about. It literally just happened. I was like, Noël, turn on your recording and let's talk about this. So I was on the interstate. Traffic was pretty bad today. Is pretty bad today. And this car swerved in front of me. Like, I almost hit the car. I was like, oh my goodness. Like, I had to react pretty quickly. But I'm not like somebody who gets road rage. I don't get just like infuriated with people. But in this moment, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, I bet that person was so scared, because I swerved, but I'm fine. We're fine. But I was just, I don't know why, but in this certain instance, I thought, oh my God, I bet that person was scared shitless because they almost ran into my lane, into me, almost hit the person in front of us, just crazy. And as I was thinking that, this person is putting their arms up, like waving at me. And I could just tell that they were waving at me in a way of saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And it just got me thinking, like, I could have sat here and been screaming at that person, like, what an idiot, cannot believe that you made that mistake. You're so stupid, like raising holy hell, like, so many people do whenever you get road rage, which is human. But then I started thinking about how many times that someone's been in my blind spot and I've swerved over and then, I've gotten in the next lane and then had to swerve back over. Or just to be completely honest and human, I've stopped paying attention for a second and gone into the other lane, or I've turned when I wasn't supposed to, or just made any form of mistake. And then I feel like such an idiot. I feel so bad for the person that I put in a bad situation, or that I made them swerve their car, or I made them beep at me. It makes me feel terrible. And I just really don't need that person screaming at me, throwing their hands up, flipping me off, like whatever, because I already feel bad for the mistake that I made. And when that person, I was already in this space of like, oh my gosh, I bet you feel so bad. Like, it's okay. I'm just glad it's fine. Like, everything's fine. And so when that person was throwing their hands up, like in an I'm so sorry way, I literally put my hands back up and I was like, it is okay. It's okay. Don't worry. And it's just, I bet that person in that moment was like, how cool, because I already feel like shit that I just made a mistake in traffic. And now this person is being forgiving to me. And I just think that that was a cool transaction. I know that as many times as I've made a mistake in traffic, I would really appreciate if somebody was like, hey, it's all right. I know you made a mistake. It's cool. Everything's good. I would appreciate that. And I don't know, I just thought that it was a moment that was worth talking about, because so many times in life we make a mistake, and how amazing is it when the person on the other end of the mistake is like, you know what? You made a mistake. It's okay. We're going to do better next time. And I know that in traffic, like, it's not that deep. It's not that serious. But I'm more so just talking about things in life. Like, whenever we mess up in life, whenever we really F something up, it's a really cool feeling when somebody is like, it is okay. We're going to work it out. We're going to fix it, or don't worry about it. It's okay. Everybody messes up, and just kind of gives you the grace to breathe in the moment, instead of just making you feel like shit 10 times over. Instead of just like really digging the hole deeper, making you feel worse, making you feel like the mistake was bigger than it was. And I'm not saying that we as humans, we get to just make the same mistake over and over and over, but obviously we all mess shit up sometimes. And we feel like the ultimate ball of shit whenever somebody is just really driving it home how bad we've effed up, But then when there is that person that's in your life, or maybe they're barely in your life, maybe you barely even know them, and they just give you that grace for a second, and they're like, hey, shit happens. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And then you can breathe for a second, just a little bit easier, you know? I just think that's a cool feeling. And yeah, I just thought I would give us just this little mini pep talk today. Give somebody grace today. You never know what they're going through. You know, I had a phone conversation today that I had no idea where this phone conversation was going to go, how it was going to go, what was the context on the other end or the life situation or whatever. And even between myself and this person talking, I hung up thinking, wow, I did not know any of those things about this person. I didn't know that this person was going through that. I didn't know that this person reacted this way because this was already happening on the other side of their life. It's just sometimes we don't know what another person has been through. And when another person messes up or when another person is overwhelmed and they're just really, even though we don't know it, they're really having a hard time, our grace, our understanding, our friendship, our giving them the space to take a deep breath and be at peace, a sense of peace for them, I honestly think that that is worth everything. Like in a world that's full of so much chaos, so much stress, let's all try to be a light to somebody, a peace to somebody. I don't know, I don't know if this will make any sense to you guys with what I'm talking about right now, but I want to tell you one of my favorite quotes right now. So there's this book that I read during one of the darkest times of my life. It's called Captivating. I actually need to read it again to kind of bring myself back to that place and remember who I was at the time and where I was and all of that. But again, I was in one of the darkest times of my life when someone gifted me this book. And again, it's called Captivating. And there is a quote in this book, and it says, when in her presence, your heart stops holding its breath. And that is something I've never forgotten. And that is something in my life right now that I'm really striving to be. And that is the woman I want to be. That's the person I want to be. When someone gets around me, I want them to breathe freely. I want them to be able to pull in as much oxygen as they want to. I don't want there to be like an elephant sitting on their chest or their stomachs in knots. They're walking on eggshells or they're afraid they're going to mess up and they don't want to do that. Like I truly want to be a person that I represent peace for someone else, for the people that come into my life, that cross my path. I want to represent a belonging, a welcoming. I'm going to tell you the quote again because I love it so much. When in her presence, your heart stops holding its breath. I hope that y'all love that as much as I do. I just want to live by that. So anyway, that's what I'm striving to be. Maybe someone out there listening with me right now is striving to be the exact same way. I know that I want this podcast to be a place where you all can stop holding your breath when you listen to it. I really want this podcast to be somewhere where you can be like, holy shit, somebody else understands what I'm saying, or somebody else understands how I feel, or there's more women out there that get me or that are feeling this way. So I guess I'll take this second to say, if there's ever something like that you're going through, if there's ever a moment where you're like, is anybody else going through this? Or does anybody else, I'm just wanting to know if anyone else feels this way. Please send it to me. DM it to me on Instagram. I would love to talk about it on here. I would love to be like, hey, people are sending me DMs saying, does anybody else feel this? Is anyone else going through this or that? Or I would love to talk about it on stories. Or also, y'all, in the This Is For Us Facebook group, which again, we will link down in the show notes, I have been doing what I'm calling a Power 60. I don't even know what day I'm on right now, but every single day for 60 days, I'm going live in the page. No matter what I'm doing, where I am, what I look like, I'm going live in the page and I'm giving some kind of quote that means something to me, a quote that was speaking to me that day, a quote that just I got goosebumps about and thought maybe someone needs this. This might help one of y'all. No strings attached. It's a free Facebook group. It's nothing but a safe space for us to hang out, be friends, and I hope in just the smallest form that you can feel like you belong there and that your heart can stop holding its breath when you're in it. So anyway, I love y'all. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you have the most amazing week in the world. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for listening. I know you could be doing anything in the world right now, so the fact that you've chosen to spend this time with me means everything. If this episode resonated with your heart, or if you have a topic you'd like me to touch on, please shoot me a DM on Instagram at Noël Roberts Coley. I'd love to hear all about it and thank you personally for listening. If you want to know how to support the podcast, I'd be forever grateful if you'd share it with a friend and leave me a 5-star review. Until next time, please remember that we're all just trying to figure it out. We're in this together, and this is for us. I'll see you soon.